In my last video I said there was still a ton to do, and today we're going to change that. I wanted to finish what I didn't do last time, and I spent as long if not longer than my first playthrough doing so, and I wanted to try 100%ing the game. But I got this game for free a few years ago on Epic Games, and they don't have achievements for it, for some reason. Meaning, I had to rely on an achievement guide, forcing me to have to eyeball my progress. Because of this, I didn't do some achievements because it would make no sense watering every flower on the island, and so on. Oh, and also the extra support was a surprise, but a welcome one at that, so if you have any ideas on games you want to see, leave a comment. I'm planning on looking through some more indie games, so keep an eye out for later uploads if you want to see them. Anyways, enough chit chat. Let's finish this game off. I start off the game from the house again, and as you can see, I'm quite happy to continue finishing this game. I head to the right, finding some of those bouncy flowers and watering it, before picking up a seashell and talking to this bird dude. He teaches us how to dive, which is as simple as letting go of the direction buttons while holding the glide key midair, and I sadly didn't give it a try. Oh wait, never mind, I just got sidetracked finding a shell in my first chest of the video. I glide over to see my second flower, quickly watering it before getting my second chest. After a bit of wandering, I come across a sailor seagull, who says he'll trade us some coin if we catch any fish he wants for his collection. Run to the front of the ship and steal some money on a treasure map. Reading it says, his vessel was lost on the water, but his beacon found in quarter. So he buried his trade at the end of its shade to keep it safe for the lightkeeper's daughter. I'm not gonna lie, this made almost no sense to me apart from something about a lighthouse, so that's a problem for later. With that aside, it starts raining and we find some more pickaxes and a chest. Also, I kind of forgot to mention in the last video, but on my way back from the summit, I found a pickaxe in an open cave as a shortcut. Whoops, probably should have mentioned that. My bad. I fly to my right, finding another chest and a seashell before following a copper trail to a sign saying something about someone setting up a parkour race. So I remember that for later. I look through these binoculars and see an island, immediately heading over to it, finding a destroyed structure with something in it. I shovel it up, finding a chest and another treasure map saying, peer through an earthly window, gold is hidden in the blue. Again, not understanding what it means. Then I find another bucket.
Dear God.
Okay, I'll stop, I've already done that. I fly over to the next island across and find a chest before reading a sign and talking to a kid who says he's dying of boredom. I talk to the kid's dad and rent a boat from him for the day, learning the controls from a book he gave me, and also that they suck. This is probably one of the few things I don't like about this game. I don't know if it's because I'm using a keyboard and mouse or my muscle memory, but let me explain how these controls work. You use the normal WASD, but you don't use, for example, A and D to steer the vehicle left and right, regardless of camera angle. Use WASD to face a direction. I don't think watching it in a video shows how annoying this is, but you're just gonna have to trust me. Okay, enough rambling. I drive off at Mach speed and quickly come to a stop to grab a chest before checking behind another waterfall. I get back in the boat and try to drive off, not getting far before finding more loot in the form of a seashell and a coin trail, leading to the person who made that sign earlier. They ask if I want to race to the lighthouse, which I agreed to. I start off with a good lead, but get lost, losing me the race. I head down, finding my 15th and 16th shell, and grab my boat, driving past the Sandcastle Frog, who has finished building his empire, with the golden feather lying at the top of one tower. On my way over, I dig up some coins, grab the golden feather and talk to the frog before heading out on my boat and finding another island not far from shore. I pick up my fourth stick, a shell, and finding a chest before climbing a mountain, and on the mountain finding one of two silver feathers in the game, which gives us a boosted climbing speed and jump height. Very useful. After showing off my driving skills, I talk to the boat guy about his book, and he gives me a whole essay about it. I find some suspicious placed trees, so I dig in the middle, finding a chest with some coins, before swimming over to a beach, learning about beach stickball, and formally getting challenged to play, where I end up getting 22 on my fourth try. I really don't want to talk about the 3 other tries. I find another flower, dig up some coins, before doing some fishing, catching a spotted brook trout. After wandering about to find another digging spot, and definitely getting a first try before heading further up the mountain and talking to the rock climbing guys and a polar bear about reaching the actual top another time. Find a shortcut before looting a chest and doing some fishing, catching a pink bass, a white bass, and a brook trout before I dig up a bunch of coins, water a new flower, and unblock this hot spring. I head to the peak to do some fishing, catching another white bass and a brook trout before catching a ride on the updraft, even turning on the music to enjoy it. I'm just going to leave this footage to play for a bit, so you can see how beautiful the game is, uncut. You can skip to here if you don't want to see that. So, how's your day been? Good, I hope. Mine's been good. Oh, I also found a place to record my voiceovers. It's in the attic / my room, if you're wondering. It does get hot up here and I can't use a fan while recording, but it's nothing over the top. Well, the clip's probably almost over, so enough chatting. As I approach lower down, I see an island and head towards it, but the camera screws me over, almost making me lose the island. But I just managed to see it out the corner of my eye. I pick up a new item, finding it to be trash, before talking to a deer who says some people threw a party here and left all their trash around, so I offer to pick up the rest. After picking it all up, I hand it to her and compliment her sun hat, being told that it was handmade by her and she offers to sell us one. She offers 100 coins, but I insist on a high price and end up buying it for 125 coins. She then asks what ribbon color I want, and I go with red. You can see how happy I was wearing it. I head over to the main island and sell all my fish, learning that trying to sell a fish I've already sold him just gives me bait before he gives me his fishing journal. I head over near Bill, the fishing guy, and water some flowers, leading me to a golden feather. I find another shell and finally remember that girl who wanted the 15 shells for something. I head over to her, checking the waterfall again, for talking to her and getting a side gig, which is to deliver the shell necklace to Ranger May, our aunt. I deliver the necklace before getting a golden feather for my troubles, and talking to the rabbit who gave me the headband back, saying she doesn't need luck. I then find a rock that keeps giving me money when I hit it, but it ran out after some time, sadly. Before I talk to the illegal camping guy, who says his camping permit was actually eaten by fish. That kinda makes sense with him bribing me with bait. I radio the parkour person, who I meet up with for a race to the summit. Long story short, I won, and she gave me a medal for winning. I keep the ball rolling and do the lighthouse race, and win this time. I climb up again and talk to this fox, who really wants to get to the top, but can't reach because the bridge is broken, and they don't have enough golden feathers to climb the rest of the way. I offer 6 of my feathers, and we both climb the rest of the way, and I get a cool picture to show for it. I do some more fishing, catching a rainbow trout, and a fish with a camping permit in his mouth. I then sell some fish and run into a painter who was invited to a really big art event and is stressed out about it because he thinks his work isn't good enough. After some talking, he says he's going to try somewhere else, and I get a chest that I've just been staring at the whole time. I find a small pond and do some fishing, catching a pumpkin seed fish, and fishing by a waterfall, catching a salmon and a brook trout. I give the camping guy his permit back, getting some more bait as a reward. I really don't know what I was expecting. I try some other random fishing spots trying to fill the journal, catching a white perch and a golden catfish. Find the painter again, who thinks they still haven't painted anything good, and shortly after leaving I run into him again, and he's stuck with the same problem. I find him next to the graveyard painting in the rain and run into the parkour person again and decide to race them to an abandoned house, beating them quite soundly this time. I'm not gonna lie, I just flew most of the way, and they ran, which made it quite easy. After that race, I was wandering around a bit and find the depressed looking bird again and offer to pay for his tuition. Of course he's quite shocked, but agrees. After giving him the money, he gives me a watch and sells me the last of his golden feathers at normal price. I then head up and glide down, looking for secrets and finding a tower with a golden feather at the top. Keep wandering about, finding the painter again, and after more talking he says he's going to the first spot. Also, I'd like to point out that I have 16 golden feathers at this point, and I can basically just continuously jump to get anywhere, and it's so much fun. I do some more fishing on the way to find the painter again, catching a crayfish and a yellow perch, leaving just 2 left to finish the fishing journal. I sell what fish I have and eventually find the painter, who seems a lot happier with his paintings. After which I fish some more, catching a bluegill, my second to last fish to catch. I find a runner who seems to have gotten himself stuck and try fishing everywhere I can to get this last fish, and catch it at a spot I've visited a few times. I quickly run over, sell my last fish, getting the golden fishing rod for my troubles, which is just a big upgrade. It was at this point that I took my first and last break. It's quite hard trying to find everything this game has to offer, but it's still fun to just run around, so I'm still happy. After reopening the game, I start off by staring at the ground and pulling up my achievement guide, deciding to water every flower and put out every fire. But I immediately felt bad after putting out Aunt May's fire and realized I have no way of seeing my progression while doing either of those. So I gave up on that. I then fly up and do some exploring, finding the goat who lost his watch again and give him the watch the depressed bird gave us, and he rewards us with the last silver feather of the game. I casually jump up to the snowy area before gliding back down and grabbing the boat, before driving off with nothing but grace. Finding a coin, a shell, and my 9th stick. Yes, I must update you on my stick collection every now and again. I hop back in the boat, somewhat getting used to the controls. Somewhat. Okay, maybe not. I sell what fish I have left, and oh for fuck. I pick up the kit and do a racing setup, and okay, how's this boat running at this point? Never mind, it's not. Okay. I did manage to get it started again, but we're gonna need to fix it before giving it back, because the kid says his dad would kill him. On my search for someone to fix the boat, oh come on! I find and talk to the fish guy who says he knows how to fix it, and he offers to fix it for us. We head back and redo the race, but I get time penalties if I crash, and there's no ramp this time. The kid gives me a golden feather for finishing the race in under 45 seconds before dropping him off. He thanks us and we learn more about the boat guide's book before flying off into the sunset and finding a chest. I then just wander around for a good 10 minutes before using the achievement guide to find a golden feather just above the graveyard, and I realize I'm missing one golden feather, and for the life of me I can't find it. During my search I find a chest and start playing beach stickball, trying to get 30 points for a hat. This took me 12 minutes of attempts and I only wore it for 2 seconds. Worth it. I then learned that it needs to be 5 PM real time to get a piece of toast, so I changed my clock to get a piece. It was meant to be strawberry jam on toast, but they ran out of jam. I eat the toast and try to fly back home, getting lost on the way before finally getting back to the cabin where I can call it, leading to the end of the game. Right, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not having the achievements to back up my progress made the progression feel quite empty, but that's not the game's fault. It's Epic Games' fault. But I really had lots of fun regardless. Also, the music was just amazing. Hold on, listen to this. Cool, right? The music was a 10 out of 10 for me. I really do love this game and I do encourage you to try it. It's about $8 on Steam and I might just buy it again to officially get every achievement. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks for watching and remember to keep an eye out for other games I'm gonna post. Cheers.